Today, we don't know how many Americans are left in Afghanistan. I've heard the administration say about 100. I don't believe they have any idea how many Americans are in Afghanistan. I think it could be as high as 5,000 based on independent stories that I've read. I read a lot about this, as do you, I'm sure. What do you think the real number is? And could it get far worse? Because the Taliban, they are our enemy. We're not buddies with the Taliban because we left. This idea that the narrative they're pushing is somehow we're almost allies with the Taliban, working together, working in concert to get people out is absurd to me, sir. And so what do you believe? How many Americans are there? How many will be held hostage? How many could be murdered by this regime?
Yeah, well, they're trying to make it out as though the Taliban, well, these are the good terrorists, and the ISIS-K, Al-Qaeda, those are the bad terrorists. Don't worry about these ones. These are ones that we can ally with. We can give them a seat at the United Nations. We can invite them to Davos. We can be friends with these people and work with these people. It's absolute garbage to say any of that. These are the same people that want to rule by Sharia law. That's not any kind of exaggeration. They will stone women for educating, for being in the workplace or being educated over the age of 8. Or if you're a male not having a beard that extends beyond the length of your fist, you'll be jailed until your beard grows to that length. These are real things that occur in Afghanistan under their strict Sharia law that's in place by the Taliban, and it goes so well beyond that. The number of Americans that we can talk about there, well, I go back and I would look at the math that the administration was touting in the very beginning of this. Again, what were their assessments and what were their lies? That all has to be sorted through. But they're saying, there could be as many as 11,000 Americans. We believe. You would have the Secretary of State or Jennifer Psaki, up at the microphone saying, we think there's about 11,000 Americans or this number. And then they tell us, well, they got out 5,000 Americans or 6,000 Americans. Well, that leaves a pretty big void of what was not withdrawn.
Hell of a lot more than 100.
And you have to ask again.
Yeah.
How did those numbers become so wrong?
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot more than 100. Now they're talking about taxpayer aid to the Taliban, a host of other issues. Meanwhile, the Democrats just want to focus on $3.5 trillion of spending to send us into some socialist utopia, which is insanity. They like the distraction. But I've got about 30 seconds left here, Congressman. Give me your last word on where we go from here.
Where you go from here is we have to find a way. This administration has to find a way, like it or not, they're here. They're sitting in the White House. They have to find a way to be Americans again, to project American strength, to recognize that we swing a bigger bat than everybody else in the world, that we don't live on the timelines of the Taliban. We don't withdraw from our embassy or Bagram or anywhere else because the Taliban intimidated the United States of America to do so. We are the United States. They answer to us, not the other way around.
Congressman Brian Mast, greatly appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you.
I wish you the best.